Hello everybody, today we're going to turn this jumbled pile of yarn into a bobbin. We're going to cake a bulky string using this IKEA tray table and this professional metal yarn swift from a yarn store. And we're gonna see if this Sterilite container that has storage in these arms will be a sufficient enough substitute for make this organization. And then after our experiment, I'll come back and I'm gonna talk to you about which method I like the most. Stay tuned, because we're gonna cake and ball and clean up some yarn today. Hello there. Hi, I'm Kristen of Kristpattern. Welcome to my channel. If you have been here before, you know that I create a vlog series called The Finished Objective, but I also like to share tips and tricks and reviews, especially from the vein of being a yarn crafter that lives in a smaller space, that sometimes I drive to the yarn stores, but sometimes I like to get on Metro as I live here in DC. And today's video, I'm going to talk about 3 ways, 2 that I've used before, and 1 I'm going to experiment with to help with processing your yarn if you are living in a small space. The first thing we're going to do today is we're going to take this recycled not toilet paper, but you can use either toilet paper rolls, you can use paper towel rolls, you can actually use the stands that you buy to replace these, like those wooden dowel stands. You can use any of them, and you can create what is known in the sewing and craft universe as a bobbin. Now, you may have seen people use bobbins with sewing machines. There's the little bitty one that you put underneath the cabinet of the needle cabinet. And I think I might be getting those words wrong, but it's been a minute since I've sewed. I know how to sew, but it's been a minute since I've used my machine. But that general area, so if you're used to sewing, that's the area, and that's what you might know a bobbin as. Or you put it on the top of the machine, use your main spool of thread, and you put the little bobbin next to it. Well, in knitting world, folks who use machine knits often call their spools bobbins. But effectively what I am making is I'm turning this yarn that started out, I think it was, it's not a cake, because a cake looks a little different, but the cake that you do whoosh and then you do a center pull. Well, I don't know what I did, and of course this red heart yarn, it's the one that has a little bit of a felting to it. It's like a little 1-ply. It's supposed to imitate drop spun yarn. Thankfully it's got a little plastic in it, so we'll actually be able to salvage this tangle. And when I do the time lapse, it's going to feel like it took less time. But basically, if you're in this situation, have no fear. Now, it is going to be easier to do this with yarns that aren't already felting, a yarn that's not a mohair. Like, a lot of these yarns are made to be put together and stay together. They technically frog, but you may have to cut through it. You may have a few knots left. It's probably some knots in here that I don't even know about, but this right here is preventing us from having knots. And it's a good way to create a hank, and actually I might actually do that for you. I had plans to show you 3 ways to untangle your yarn, but I think I might add a 4th. So let's just take some time with me in this first segment, and I am going to magically speed through making a spool out of this yarn. All right, and we're back. Yes, here I am, my lovely face. I look happy. I look pleased. But we still have a tangles. I know many of you are tired of watching those time lapses where everything's finished, or you're like, well, Kristen, why are you telling me to do this when you didn't finish? Well, here's the thing. This is the kind of thing that is great for turning on me, turning on this very YouTube video, or somebody else, or whatever else you like to watch in detangling. Because this method will take you a while. And that's okay. This is also a great method. This is something that your yarn spouse, your yarn child, your yarn friend, your yarn parent, or anybody else in the community that's new to yarn but wants to learn what it feels like to squish something can do. Hopefully you'll be doing this with yarn that doesn't cut your hands, that doesn't make you break out. And that's also doing this method, testing out a thing of yarn, even if you're buying it from like a regular craft store. This is a good thing to test out, and a good method to test it out with. But I have an even better method. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing my friend, the Yarn Swift. Let me pause this, get this set up right here on the couch, same old couch that we've been sitting on, and we're going to get this yarn spun even quicker. Not the same skein. We're going to use a different skein, and we're going to experiment with another way we can attach it on. So come on back and let's get this yarn skein. And when you watch the time lapse, it'll actually be finished. Yay! Okay, y'all, so we're done. We have the balls here, and we're gonna move this Swift to this container. We're gonna see if it latches. I'm actually not gonna like cake or Swift because you've seen enough of that, and I want you to experiment with yourself. We're gonna experiment in other videos, but I am gonna see if we can actually attach the latch to the Sterilite container. I believe I got this from Walmart, and therefore, if you're already in Walmart, and I think I've even seen these in Walmart now, so we getting real advanced out here in the yarn processing world with the things that we're doing. Well, I tied it to the arm. It fell right back off. But in the meantime, if this, I'm pleased with my experience. All right, y'all. Well, the experiment is what it is, but you can still follow me on social media, on here on YouTube. Please subscribe to me on YouTube at Kristpattern. There will be more experiments like this. There will be more opportunities for us to explore together how to make yarn in a ball. And yeah, you can go on my website, Kristpattern.com, get the Kristfinity scarf pattern for free. This is a wonderful type of yarn to make it in, or any other number 5 or number 6 weight yarn. And I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. Yeah, that app. I'm on that app too. And come back next time. I'll either have some tips or come back to a full episode of the finished objective. But at the end of the day, my people, get you a Yarn Swift, learn how to make a ball, and you're going to have a ball doing yarn crafts.